Chicago Cubs, photo by Jonathan Daniel, Getty Images, with pitchers and catchers reporting to Arizona. Baseball is back and spring training is officially underway. For the Chicago Cubs, a lot of questions remain as they wrap up a less than impressive offseason. One of those questions, if not the biggest, is whether or not their star and former MVP, Kris Bryant, can rebound from an injury-plagued 2018 season. Beyond wondering if he will, some may even question if he's even capable of taking his game to the next level, or if he had already peaked way back in his second season when he won the aforementioned award. Bryant is just 27 years old, so it may be a bit premature to say he's peaked and or over the hill. But you could say that he does have some things to prove. I mean, we are talking about Bryant now, aren't we? This is a guy who was supposed to be the best player on the Cubs, and a perennial all-star. So, even last year's injury problems aside, it's fair to point to 2016 as the year that he's now measured by. Let's recap the year that seemingly everything went right for Bryant. He hit 39 bombs, had a slash line of .292, .385, .554 and drove in a career-high 102 runs. It was the first year that he had driven in 100-plus runs, and it is something he's yet to do since. With all of this in mind, it's hard to deny that there is cause for concern moving forward. But let's pump the brakes just a bit, because I expect Bryant to address all of these concerns with a massive rebound year in the 2019 campaign. Here are some very bold, yet realistic possibilities for this coming year. Page 2 Chicago Cubs, photo by Harry Howe, Getty Images. When talking about a player like Bryant, it's hard to imagine a big bounce-back year not including a trip to the All-Star game. Chances are that his numbers will be substantially better at the break than the previous 2 years, and Cub fans will be more than happy to reward his production by relentlessly stuffing the ballots with his name. More from Windy City. It's well within reason to believe that Bryant was projecting to make, if not start, last season's exhibition. In March and April of 2018, this guy was raking as he posted a .291 batting average and a slugging percentage of .506. While he only had 2 home runs during that stretch, he was using the whole field and taking what was given to him as he walked 15 times while only striking out 14. Then in May, Bryant turned the power up a bit and smacked 6 homers and drove in 16 runs while slugging .536. His hot bat would eventually be cooled off after he was hit in the head by a pitch in Colorado, causing him to miss a few games as a result. If he can get off to a similar start this season and avoid wild pitches to the head, there's really no reason to doubt that Bryant will produce in a big way for at least the first half of the year. Next, don't call it a comeback. Page 3 Use your arrows to browse Chicago Cubs, photo by David Banks, Getty Images. Whenever a superstar caliber player has a down year, especially an injury-plagued one, they're usually the prime candidate for the Comeback Player of the Year award. Bryant would fit that candidacy and then some. Having missed over a month last season due to an injury to his left shoulder, he never quite had a chance to get into a rhythm. As creatures of habit, missing an extended period of time naturally has a huge impact on a player. For Bryant, it went beyond just being out rhythm, as he even had to tweak the mechanics of his swing from a one-handed follow-through to a two-handed follow-through as a precaution to avoid further strain on his shoulder. While it may not have been noticeable to the casual fan, especially with Anthony Rizzo heating up in the second half of the season, Cub fans certainly noticed that one half of their beloved Rizzo duo wasn't himself for most of the year. Even when healthy and in the lineup, Bryant was clearly a shell of himself all year, as his dramatic power outage showed. I expect him to make a big enough impact on the Cubs lineup to win the award or at least be named a finalist. Next, getting back to greatness. Use your arrows to browse